Okay? So now, Ibrahim alayhi salam, he leaves Hajar and Ismaaeel in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It's barren. It's the desert. There's no water. There's nothing. Right? And so they run out of food. They run out of water. They run out of dates. So now the baby's crying. Ismaaeel alayhi salam, he's crying. And we're told in Hadith that she became frantic. So she started running between these two mountains, Safwa and Marwa. Right? Safwa and Marwa. Right? She's running back and forth. And she gets on the top. She's trying to see if there's anybody traveling. She runs back over here. Go see if anybody's traveling. She did this, what? 7 times. Okay? This is significant to the 7. She did this 7 times. Right? Remember that. 7 times. And after the 7th time, it said that Allah spoke to her through the angel, Gabriel alayhi salam, and told her, don't fear. He told her, look down. And so we're told in Hadith that the angel Jibril alayhi salam, he pricked the earth with his wing. Another narration said his foot, and out came the what? The Zamzam water. Okay? You guys heard of the Zamzam water? Okay? And so from the Zamzam water, wherever you have water, there's life. And so we're told in Hadith that Hajar, she built the foundations around the water so that it will be a well, right? And whenever you have water, there's life. So whenever there's water, then the birds will fly over the water so they can have this water. And so we're told that when the people knew that there was water, they started migrating and started establishing, families and houses and whatnot. And that's how Mecca came into existence. Okay? All because of Hajar and Ismaaeel alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, and because of this child. Okay? Very profound story when you understand what's going on, what the characters look like. You understand? What the characters look like. So Mecca, Saudi Arabia, it was established, the Zamzam water, all of that, when we go to make Hajj and they drink the Zamzam water, that's still here today. And even when they make Hajj, they got to run in between these 2 mountains. How many times? 7 times. Who did they get that from? Hagar. What color was she? Black. Oh. So when everybody running back and forth in between these 2 mountains, whose tradition are they following? What color was she? Black. So they're following a black boy? Oh. Did you guys know that? Now you know, don't you? So again, we didn't just get here. We've been here. Okay? So then, as you're looking on page 1, again, we're told in the Hadith that the first person to talk Arabic eloquently was Ismaaeel alayhi salam at the age of 14. So we're told that when Abraham left and Ismaaeel alayhi salam, he got older and whatnot, he got bigger, right? We told that they built the foundations of the Kaaba, right? They made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, worship of one God. We're told that later on that he married into the families of the people at that time. And we're told that they're called the Jurhum tribe, right? These were the original Arabs, and they were from Yemeni lineage, okay? These Jurhum, or these Arabs, they were from Yemeni heritage, okay? And so Yemen, if you guys look on this map, this part is called Habila. It says Sheba on the bottom here. See right here? Habila, Sheba. This was all the land of Sheba, the Queen of Sheba. Who knows about the Queen of Sheba? Do you know what color she was? Black. She was black. So the Queen of Sheba, or in Arabic, her name was Bilqis. Her empire was all of Eastern Africa. That's why I'm showing Eastern Africa and the southern part of Saudi Arabia, right? So all of Eastern Africa, Somalia, Eritrea, Sudan, okay? And even Yemen, this all belonged to the kingdom or the empire of Sheba. If you talk to any people of Yemen, they'll tell you that they come from the lineage of Sheba. Some of them will tell you, some of them won't tell you. If you see some of these articles or these documentaries about the crisis that's going on in Yemen, and you see what color they look like, what they look like. They look black. Got curly hair blacks, right? Look like they got good hair, but they black, right? The original Yemens, the original Arabs were black. Okay, this is a fact. This is not something spooky, so I'm making it up. I don't belong in the Nation of Islam. This is all fact. We use the Quran and Sunnah right here. Okay? So the Arabs of Yemen, the Queen of Sheba, Bilqis, okay? Remember when the prophet David alayhi salam, right? Remember the prophet Dawood alayhi salam. Remember his son Suleiman alayhi salam, right? He had the best kingdom. Remember the story of him and Queen of Sheba, right? He said, remember in the story it said that one day he was doing roll call and he had control over the birds. He had control over the wind. He had control over the jinn. And it says, and this is in the Surah Sabah, okay? And it said that he was giving roll call to his birds and the jinn, right? And one of the birds was missing. He was called the hoop hoop, right? So when he was doing his roll call, like, where is this bird at? Where's he at? Right? Long story short, the bird came back. Well, I got an excuse why I was late, you know? Why you wasn't standing at attention? Why you wasn't here for roll call? He said, man, I just came from a place, from a people. And there was a woman, and she had a kingdom, an empire, like no other empire that I've ever seen before, right? But they worshiped the sun, okay? So even though they were African people, they were sun worshipers. So there's people that lived in the land of Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and even bottom of Yemen. This was the empire of the Queen of Sheba. Long story short, we know what happened. Suleiman alayhi salam, he sent her a letter. He took her throne, right? She submitted and accepted Islam, right? And some say that she even married Suleiman alayhi salam and had children by Suleiman alayhi salam. What color was she?
Black.
So his wife was what?
Black.
What color their children look like?
Black.
Oh, okay. So we have another prophet that was married to an African woman. So we got Ibrahim alayhi salam, we got Suleiman alayhi salam, right? We've been told that David married an African woman, right? We've been told that Yusuf alayhi salam, he married an African woman. Y'all know the story of Yusuf alayhi salam? Right? Where was he at? He became a slave and they took him to where? Egypt. Where's Egypt? Africa.
Where's he going with the dreams?
Yeah. Egypt was in Africa, right? And so remember they put him in prison and whatnot. He came out and he became in charge of the grain and whatnot, right? So he was living in Egypt, right? And remember his brothers came, the same brothers that was jealous of him. And we'll talk about the story another day. His brothers was jealous of him, and there was a drought in the land of Canaan, the land of Palestine, and they had to go to Egypt to go get the food. So now their brother's big. He's old now. He's older. He went to prison for so many years, came back out, and because he interpreted the dreams, he became, second in command to the Pharaoh. So now when his brothers come from the land of Canaan, right, it says that they seen Yusuf, but they didn't recognize him. They said because he looked like an Egyptian, right? What did the Egyptians look like? Oh, so if Yusuf looked like the Egyptians, and the Egyptians were what? So Yusuf looked at what? Okay. Huh? And if you go into the Hadith, it says that the most handsome of people was who? Huh? Huh? He had half, Allah blessed him with half of beauty, didn't he? Huh? Half of beauty. So he said he was the most handsome of all the prophets. What do he look like? Y'all with me? You with me? This is all Hadith. But see, if you don't have the dots to connect, then you can't connect the dots and you won't know what's going on. Knowledge is power. You understand? The more knowledge you have more knowledge of self. You have more, not even knowledge of self. You have knowledge of this deen. Right? Then you know where you come from. You know that there's people that look just like you that have profound positions. There was women that looked just like you that were sought after. You know what I'm saying? That prophets wanted to be with. Right? Ain't nothing wrong with being chocolate. Ain't nothing wrong with being dark. Huh? Ain't nothing. As we see, Ibrahim alayhi salam, what was his wife? Oh, okay. Okay. Suleiman alayhi salam, his wife was what? Yusuf alayhi salam, his wife was what? Okay. I'm just saying. Okay? So I'm just sharing knowledge with you. So you have history of this language. So you understand that the Arabic language is an African language. So we say, y'all trying to be an Arab. Okay. And when you understand that the Arabic language is an African language, it ain't nothing that we just coming home. You going home. We've been living in this society so long that we think English is the boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I learned English, and English is what's happening, man. You gotta learn English. Man, English only been around for so many years. The Arabic language has been around for 5,000 so many years. It's one of the oldest languages. Right? It's an African language. So in learning the Arabic language is something that we should be learning anyway, because in Africa, they know Arabic, they know Swahili. We the only people that only know one language that think we got it going on. They got people in Africa, they know 6 or 7 different languages, 6 or 7 different dialects. Okay? So in learning this language and only knowing this language of English, it retards us. Okay? Scientists say that anybody that learns a different language, it increases your IQ. Right? So learn a different language, increase your IQ. Learn the Arabic and whatnot, so that people can't tell you nothing. You know, there's even people in this deen that want to hide this knowledge from us to keep us still on the back of the bus. Right? But when you have knowledge, can't nobody tell you nothing, because knowledge is power. Right? Power to decipher what's right and what's wrong, and power to see the boo-boo. Okay? You got power, you got knowledge, can't nobody fake you out. Right? You got knowledge, can't nobody tell you anything. When you have your dalil, right? Because somebody tell you something, they're like, yeah, man, you know, when you make salat, man, you know, you're supposed to pray like this. He got a long beard on, a big turban, and yes, brother, you should pray like this. Right? But if he don't give you no dalil, but you already read the hadiths, and you know you ain't supposed to pray like this, right? You can just look at him like, yeah, okay, I'm boo-boo the fool, right? Knowledge is power. You'd be surprised how many people don't know the deen. The best of you in the sight of Allah is the one who has the most taqwa. So yes, there could be people that could be from Saudi Arabia itself. There could be people that you know that be from Yemen. There could be people that was born Muslim, and guess what? You can have more knowledge than them. Matter of fact, they might be praying behind you or someone that looks like us in the salat. Understand that one. Okay? Knowledge is power. Okay, so again, from Ismaaeel alayhi salam, through his lineage, the people of Kedar, through this lineage, the people of Adnan. The people of Adnan are the people of Yemen. Through the people of Adnan come the Qurayshis. From the tribe of Quraysh comes the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes from the Ismaaeel lineage, the Ishmaelite lineage. Okay? From that time when Ismaaeel alayhi salam was in Saudi Arabia, Mecca, Saudi Arabia at that time, right? We're told that he learned the language. And we're told in Hadith, it said the first person to talk Arabic eloquently was Ismaaeel alayhi salam at the age of 14. Ismaaeel alayhi salam learned ancient Arabic from the Himyar, Yemeni tribe of Jurhum. These were the original Arabs, right? At that time. Okay? On Hadith, again, reading from here. The Prophet Muhammad said that the Arab is not by lineage or blood, but the Arab is by tongue. The Arab is the one that speaks it on his tongue. So Arabic is not a certain color. Oh, he looks like an Arab. What does an Arab look like? The Arab is the one that speaks the language. So being born or look at a certain color does not make you Arabic. Arabic is whoever speaks the language, he speaks it proficiently, it makes you an Arab. As you see, I gave an example on here. The people in Egypt, which is Africa, right? The people in Egypt, which is Africa, they call themselves Arabs. Because what? They speak the language. Algeria is another country that's in Africa. Okay? They speak the Arabic language, so they call themselves Arabs. The people in Morocco, okay? This is also another place in Africa. They speak Arabic, so therefore they're called Arabs, but they're all Africans. The people in Eritrea, Sudan, Somalia, Libya, these are all countries in Africa. Okay? But they speak the Arabic language, so they call themselves Arabs. So if you learn the language, you master the language, and you adopt it into your life, then you can call yourself an Arab. So you could be a white Arab, you could be a black Arab, you could be a brown Arab, right? You can be whatever, yellow Arab. As long as you speak the language, then you can become an Arab. Okay? You become an Arab. Okay? We say that the Arabic language is the best language. And the Arabic language is the best language is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala picked the Arabic language for his last and final revelation. Right? So for his last final hoorah, his last revelation, his last book, he chose the Arabic language, right? So therefore the Arabic language is special. Allah chose it for a specific reason because the Arabic language is real precise, right? When you get into the grammar, you understand how precise it is. You know, every word is either masculine or feminine, individual, dual, plural, three or more, two. It's very precise in the Arabic language. You can't make no, there is no ambiguousness in the Arabic language. Okay? And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose the Arabic language. So we say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It is a blessed language, right? It's the best language. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in chapter 43, verse 3. And again, all of this is to try to motivate us to learn the Arabic language. I'm just going through this little introduction, and this is what I do before I start going into the Arabic class, right? To give us some motivation, inshallah. So Allah says in chapter 43, verse 3, with regards to the Arabic language, Allah states, A'udhu billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim, Inna ja'alnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun. Inna ja'alnahu. Verily we have made it, right? Qur'anan Arabiyyan. We have made it an Arabic recital. We have made it an Arabic Quran. Allah, right? La'allakum. So by chance, so that you may be of those who ta'qilun. So that you may be of those who have some type of aql. The Arabic word, the root word of ta'qilun is aqala, aql, which means insight, right? Or some type of intelligence, right? So the Arabic language gives you some type of intelligence. It gives you some type of insight, right? It gives you some type of understanding, right? We have made it in the Arabic Quran so that you may have some type of aql, you may have some type of knowledge, you may have some type of understanding. Okay? So he chose this language, a beautiful language, so that we may have understanding of this language. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.